Talked a lot about culture in the building and all that. When did you really start to see that shift into the way that you wanted it to be? Like, when was that? At what point in the season?
Yeah, because I don't want to get play style mixed into that as well. Going to Arizona and staying there, I thought that was a step in the right direction, John. We were still really new as a group together, and so I thought, spending a whole week, went out to Cincinnati and then out to Arizona to stay there. That was, I'd say, a step in the right direction.
The ability to compartmentalize, is that something you learned, worked on, or is that just who you are?
I think it's a mixture. Just that's who I am, and it's something that you got to learn. You got to learn to not let bad plays stack on top of the bad plays. If you have a bad play, you move on to the next play. And you can't really focus on anything that's in the past. You got to worry about the present and be where your feet are.
You've been thinking about these moments as a kid, right? You're going to be starting your first playoff game. What is the excitement level like for you?
It's exciting, but, you got to, kind of deal with those emotions. But I know at the end of the day, still, you got to go out there and play ball. A lot of people going to put a lot of emphasis on it because at this point it's really win or go home. And from there, it's like, okay, you got to go out there. Like the focus level might be a little bit more, but you got to stay who you are throughout the week, who you've been for these 17, 18 weeks, and go out there and just play ball.
All right, so moving on to the injury report. Going to start with the good guys, of course. And take in mind, it is Wednesday, so tomorrow is when we'll really know which guys are going to play or not. And by looking at today's injury report and by listening to DQ's press conference of him talking about the different injuries, it sounds like everybody that is healthy is going to go this week, which would be absolutely huge, right? So let's get to it. Zach Ertz, Cleveland Farrell, Dante Fowler Jr., and Terry McLaurin, they all got rest today, so they're going to be fine. They didn't practice today, but they're going to be fine for Sunday night's game versus Tampa. Tyler Biadasz, he was limited today with that ankle injury. He actually said, I'm pretty sure in his little media scrum today, that he's going to be available for Sunday night's game versus Tampa, so that's huge. Having our starting center back will be very important in trying to establish a run game. I don't know if we will because Tampa Bay's D-line is amazing at stopping the run, so I don't even know if we'll be able to establish a run game. However, having Tyler Biadasz back will be huge for our O-line. Jeremy Chin, rib injury, he was limited. Think he's going to be fine. Brandon Coleman, knee injury, he was limited. I think he should be good. He obviously went down with that knee injury versus Dallas, but he did come back into the game. He was limited today, so I think he should be fine for Sunday's game. Today was just like a walkthrough, jog-through type pace. Tomorrow is when we'll get the more physical practice, the real practice, and whoever practices tomorrow most likely going to play on Sunday versus the Bucs. So tomorrow's injury report will be very, very important. Jameson Crowder, hamstring injury, was limited. I think he's going to be fine for Sunday's game, though. And then Cornelius Lucas, groin limited. We'll see if he plays on Sunday. However, I think he will because he was limited last Friday with that groin injury. He was listed as doubtful and not straight up out. So that is kind of encouraging. So he is looking good to go for Sunday night's game. So hopefully he is. And then as for the guys that were full participants, John Bates with a shoulder injury, Jaden Daniels quad, Marshon Lattimore. This is the big one. He was a full participant today. Now, keep in mind, once again, it was a jog-through / walk-through pace today. However, him being a full participant is absolutely huge because without him, man, we will be in much trouble on Sunday night versus the Bucs, man, because Mike Evans, man, y'all know he can kill us, right? Mr. 1K, he can kill us. And I knew Lattimore was going to play this week. I'm not going to lie. Like, after listening to DQ's press conferences last week, he sounded very confident in Lattimore trending in the right direction. And obviously, he was going to sit last week versus Dallas, which he did. And he's going to go this week. He is most likely going to go this week. DQ sounded very confident in his press conference today. He sounded very optimistic about Lattimore. He is trending in the right direction. And I knew he didn't want to miss this game, you know, going back down to Tampa to face Mike Evans. They're a billionth matchup, right? Since obviously they were in the same division for all that time when Lattimore was with the Saints. So him being able to go up against Mike Evans once again, and he has owned Mike Evans in multiple games throughout their careers, right? So it's going to be really good to have Marshon Lattimore back. It really is, because without him, it could get really ugly, right? It could get really, really ugly. So, you know, we'll see if he practices in full tomorrow. I expect him to, though, and I expect him to play on Sunday night versus the Bucs. And then everybody else, Frankie Louvu, good to see him being a full participant. Jordan McGee, Quan Martin, and Colson Yankoff. Colson Yankoff actually had his 21-day window open today, so we'll see if they activate it this weekend. But he has been good on special teams for us, so it would be nice to have him back. But yeah, everybody that was full, everybody on here is going to play. Like, everybody on this injury report is going to play. All the DNPs were rest, and everybody that was limited are trending in the right direction. And then obviously Lattimore and everybody that were full participants should be good to go for Sunday night. And then as for the Bucs injury report, looks a lot like our injury report. I expect everybody on here to play. I'm not even going to go through it because it's so long. The only guy on here that I could see not playing is Logan Hall. He was a DNP today with a groin injury, so he is a depth piece to their D-line, so he could be out, which would be a loss for them. But overall, they are pretty much fully healthy. So both teams will pretty much be fully healthy, and it's the playoffs, right? You're going to want to play full hands on deck, and Dan Quinn emphasized that in his press conference today. So if you're good enough to play, if you're healthy enough to play, you are going to play on Sunday Night Football versus the Bucs. So it'll really be good to have guys like Tyler Biadasz and Marshon Lattimore fully healthy and back for Sunday Night Football versus the Bucs. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.